Hey guys, I'm kind of flying solo today, so I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible. So today we're talking about the rear window regulators / power windows of a Sebring Convertible 96 to 2000. And yet one more thing is wrong with this car. Anyway, so to access this thing, all you got to do is take that rear panel cover where the speaker cover's at. You're going to have to remove the bottom rear seat, the back, top back, two 18 millimeters, pop it up, that's it. Then you're looking at the cover, a couple little screws that are hidden by the seat, a few where the speaker cover's at, remove the speaker, and basically you're going to see this little plug down here. You just unplug that, and then it's off to the races. You're going to see this right here. You're going to see this one right here, this one bolt. This is going to be at the bottom. And then you're going to see this one over here. Let's see if I can make that a little better. There they are. So there are three of them. They're 10 millimeter, and basically you're going to have to take the convertible top down to be able to access this. And if possible, you want your window up. I'll explain that in a minute, but if you can't, you can't. But as long as the power top's up and you take these three bolts out, and unplug this plug right here, which is just a pop and go. No problem. It's got a little red slide on it. And then you're going to have the regulator out, and then you're going to be like, why doesn't this stupid thing work? So let's figure out why it doesn't work. Okay, so I've got mine, and apparently I know what's wrong with mine right off the bat. If you pay attention real close here, and this is what happens to 90% of them. My cable that pulls it up, the pulley cable, is definitely broke and jacked up. And you see it kind of coming out the end here. So now it comes the question of, okay, we need to check and make sure that the motor is good. So how you do that is you just take this plastic piece right here. It's going to have three 10 millimeter nuts covering it. You just take those off and it pops up. Okay, now that's out, so it's pretty clear to me that this pulley is pretty jacked up. So that's going to be my problem, but before I do that, I want to make sure that my motor is good or bad. So I'm going to remove this pulley real quick, and all you do that is just pop it up. Okay, it works on like you see that, the fitting right there, it just slides on and off. So no problem. Now, interesting tidbit about this, if you have this problem and your regulator is actually good and your motor's good, but the only problem you have is a string cable, don't worry about it. When you go to the junkyard, it doesn't matter what side it comes off of because both of them will fit each side. The only thing that's really matters would be the regulator itself, and of course the motor is shaped a little different to be put in different. But the wheel, which is what breaks, can be bought for $2 or $3 at any pick-apart if you know how to do it. Alright, so let's get busy in testing this regulator because we want to see if it's any good. Okay, so let's test this thing. Basically, I've got a hot and negative, a positive and a negative hooked up into the plug. I'm going to take a little battery and see if I can kind of get everything in one shot here. Alright, there we go. Now I'm just going to touch the, I've got everything wired except for one. And now I'm just going to touch the positive here. See what happens. Okay, cool. So now we're going to reverse it. Okay, looks to me like my my motor's actually good, which is a $200 value to me. And so now it just comes down to how in the world do we string up this little dumpling. So, alright, let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to have to do is worry about removing the window. Okay, so you want to flip it to where the face is down, where the glass is touching the table here. And at the very top, it's got three access holes. They're all 10 millimeter. Just take the two top ones out, loosen the bottom one, and game over. The glass is off. So now we're going to note the orientation, and it looks like, you see this white block here, or this white plastic piece. This is actually the stop. I'm getting ready to take it out and show you how to work that. It's got two rivets in it, and you can take a little drill bit, kind of like what I got right here. And you just drill out the little rivets right here. 1, 2, And then it's got two little, one of these right here is actually broke, but it does have two little clips. Basically, you want to be able to get, you know, one of the clips just kind of pushes in. Both of them push in and it kind of slides up. But first, we got to figure out the orientation. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, that's at a stop. So this is going to go, the one on the inside, you see where the orientation's at. It's going to come down here and go around this pulley and then back. Let's see, it's broke, so it's going to go back to the top one. So the one that pulls it down rolls to the top. And of course, if we were to disappear this, you're going to have yet another one that instead of going down here, goes up here over this pulley into this piece right here. All right, so let's get this piece out and take a look at it. Okay, so here it is. If I can actually get it in focus here. And it looks like there's one for the top. You see where that right there has a little... Let's see if I can actually get this piece out. Okay, so and it has a little stop on it. This is the original wire here. We're going to cut those off and reuse this plastic here. Or the one I got probably actually has it on it. And of course another one works the exact same way. One of this stops it from going up. The other one stops it from going down. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, so there you have it. And there's a little bit closer picture of the clip. You just kind of push it in. All right, so let's see if I can figure out how to make this thing work. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a pair of, this right here, I've got Irwin vice grips. You notice it right there in the dead bottom there, it's got that little steel cable cutter. It's kind of good for light duty stuff like this. Let's see if I can do it real quick. Just to kind of show you. This is all one-handed, guys, so don't laugh too hard. You're going to have that keeper come off. Especially if you go get one out of the junkyard, because the one you're taking out is going to have these keepers on it. So you just want to make a real nice cut. Game over. I say game over. Alright, game almost over. Looks like I probably need to hit it one more time. Anyway, I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to wrap this thing. Another thing, point two, if you know that your cable's jacked up and it's keeping your window regulator from moving back and forth, you can go ahead and cut it, and then your regulator, of course, will, I mean, the window will move right up to where you can line it up and get it out. So no problem. If you got to cut it, because you can't reuse this cable once it's all jacked up like that anyway. It's just... Alright, so, okay, so you can't really screw this up how this goes in, because you see it's got a little tit here that sticks out and it goes right here in this hole, so we're going to know immediately that one goes down, like so. Alright, so I've cut the tip off of this, and now we're looking at the damage of these keepers right here, and this spring looks pretty good. And between the other one, let's see, that one right there looks pretty good. Here's one of the old ones. It's got the tip of it's broke off, so it's probably better off to, you know, not worry with it. Okay, so the first thing we do is get rid of the old piece of junk. And as you can see, it's just a mangled wreck. We know for a fact that the numbered side of the wheel goes up. Right here. Anyway, we'll worry about that in a second. We're going to put this, well, actually, we're going to run this cord through here. Because it's really difficult to, I guess it comes down to what side's easiest to put this on. Let's just pretend it's this side. So we'll just stick it through here. And I want to get us a stopper. Remember, it goes in like this, and the top of it's going to stop it, so we'll just put it up. Hopefully, no problems. It's a little sticky. There we go. All right, perfect. Perfecto. And now I need a keeper. So I bought these at Home Depot. If it even looks like it's going to fit, I hope it fits. Ah! My wire's frayed. Okay, put that on pause. I'm going to see if I can make this a little better. So we're going to put this little keeper on here. Hopefully, I'm kind of twisting it with the way of the braid so I don't cause myself more than one problem at a time. Okay, so there we go. I've got it out just a little bit. Let them see that. And how this basically works is this compression thing. So you just... see if I can squeeze that sucker on in there. Hopefully that worked. Okay, guys, so... alright, so... basically take the little steel cable, come up through the hole here, press it to the end. I actually took a little ball peen on a flat board and just smashed that because I just couldn't make it work with my whatever I was using. So, alright, so now how this basically, you got to stop right here. You just feed it through here. And it's basically going to end up down here on this pulley. And then we're going to wrap it tight around the actual spool. Now to do the other side, you notice I have this kind of already out here. It's got this little permanent wheel right here, and how you actually work this is, you see that little slot? Let me give myself plenty of room. You just take that little slot and you just kind of feed. Can you see that, camera? I'm just kind of feeding it around. Okay. So I'm just going to feed that around. Now that it's around, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to put that bad boy through the middle, underneath here. I know this is like crazy, but this is just how it works. Alright, so you put it through here. Slide it through. You see I've got my locking mechanism already down there. See it? Do you see that camera? Camera. Yep. Alright, so we're going to do that. And pause for a second while I figure out a way to attach this. Me too. Okay, so now I've got this keeper in. And I've got that keeper in. And it will pull the window back and forth as long as I can attach it to the motor. And by the way, if you notice up here, you've got if you pull the window frame down, you're going to see these two things. That's what that actually rides in. Supposed to ride in. That's how it's supposed to work. So when it's up here, being all crazy. Alright. Okay, just taking a look to make sure we're all good. And I, of course, see a problem. I didn't quite get the, there we go. I think we're good to go. Let's see what happens. Yes, we're good to go. Looking at it. Alright guys, so now I'm going to wrap this into that. So I'll come back into me in just a second after I get this kind of wound up.